All right, nation, rooftop watch along, phones down, egos down. If this gets uncomfortable, good. That means it's working.
You don't need to be the perfect dad. You do not need to be the perfect dad. You need to be the present one.
Kids do not remember your speeches. They remember if you actually showed the hell up.
If your kids could only remember one thing you taught them, one thing, what do you hope that is?
Half the room just realized their parenting plan is figure it out later.
What are your testicles worth?
That question just made every man sit up like a TSA dog smelled something.
And if you guys want to know why I'm asking that question, well, stick around because we got some news on the conversation desk about how much some guy sold his testicles for. I am curious about the guy that claims he sold his testicles for $2.7 million.
$2.7 million? Meanwhile, I negotiate with Netflix about canceling my subscription.
13 years addicted to heroin, rock bottom, cold turkey recovery, and now the guy's done 128 Ironman finishes.
128 Ironmans? I complain after walking from the couch to the fridge.
What are your kids gonna remember 20 years from now? What is it?
They remember the vibe. You could be broke, but if you were there, you were rich.
I told my kids they gotta call me the handsome chief.
If my dad asked for a rebrand, I would invoice him for marketing.
Yeah, and the kids, I am now the handsome chief. I sat down a couple days ago and dumped my brains, and I showed up this morning, it was all done.
That is rare peace. Like waking up and your phone has 0 notifications.
Like, yeah, baby, live versus pre-recorded. Presence beats production.
Live is like FaceTime with no filter. Pre-recorded is LinkedIn teeth. One earns trust, one begs for it.
So I'll tell you right now, man, if you showed up at my house in that outfit, dude, I might be gay. That outfit, that car, those shoes.
That is, I got my life together cosplay. You see it and start mentally checking your bank app.
Dude, I might be counting Johnnies for the rest of my life, brother.
And get a fucking flat tire.
You show up feeling rich, then the universe pulls your pants down in public. That is balance.
I can fucking sit here and make money on my fucking laptop rather than fucking change a fucking tire.
Modern masculinity. Call a guy, pay the bill, stay clean.
So we came all the way down here, got a flat tire for absolutely nothing.
Every road trip starts as adventure and ends as financial regret.
But anyway, the point is that, I mean, fuck, we were potentially gonna have to get a fucking hotel down there. It was like, holy shit, what did this turn into?
That line is every group chat trip. It starts with vibes and ends with spreadsheets.
Yeah, well, if the fucking tire was $700.
$700? That tire better have Wi-Fi and a therapist. I am not paying that sober.
It was the most expensive part of the thing. The tire was $7 and the trickle charger was $6. If I'm not, my job is to be here.
Yeah.
Fucking sitting here like a fucking mummy, you know?
That is remote work energy. Sit still, look busy, survive another meeting.
Results only matter. Like, that's it, just results.
Nobody gets promoted for intentions. The world only rewards receipts.
Hey, I got a question for you, and it's an important one.
Uh-oh. When Keith says important, you are about to rethink your whole week.
It's a pretty important one, actually. What do you think your testicles are worth?
Dude, I mean, think about it.
He is doing mental math like a man pricing his pride. This is stressful as hell.
Like, if we lived in fucking complete pitch darkness,
Yes.
could never see. What are our eyes worth?
He started with balls and ended in existential dread. That is talent.
Nothing.
I have not been able to stop laughing at that comment since Monday.
That is when you know it was elite. You laugh again 3 days later, randomly, in public.
I was out for dinner with my family last night, and all of a sudden I started laughing. And they're like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, I'm just laughing at something Anderson said a couple of days ago. So you don't have to. He's such a fucking tool, man.
The midget wrestling was fucking huge.
Every show he drops a sentence that sounds like a deleted chapter from his autobiography.
These matches, it gets so fucking physical. Like, there was one guy, he wouldn't get in the ring with me because he knew it's his turn for me to fucking beat on him. Now, granted, it was inside the plan, but I was going to make it hurt as much as I could without getting fucking fired.
Johnny, the guy quit heroin cold turkey.
That is not a pivot. That is a full character rewrite.
And then he's gone on to run 128 Ironmans.
Some people heal quietly. Others run 100 Ironmans to prove they survived.
128 changes lives.
Fucking perfect.
Well, this one here, apparently, COVID, flu, pneumonia, one spray is going to get rid of it all. So this is a spray, and apparently they've been testing it on mice, and it attacks everything. So, you know, it reprograms the immune cells already living in your lungs. There's a word attached to it which is going to freak everybody out, vaccine. So the moment everybody hears the word vaccine, it's like, oh, and I listen, all opinions aside on it, but it's called a vaccine.
The comments are about to turn into WrestleMania. Everybody got a degree from TikTok University.
And it's called a vaccine Amsilova. And because of that, people are going to get their knickers in a knot all around that whole situation. It's funny because I'll share a vulnerability with you and actually come down to your flat tire. So I grew up in a world with a lot of masculinity.
Back then, men fixed engines, but nobody fixed their emotions.
A lot of uncles and a lot of dads and a lot of men that could do that kind of shit, John. Change tires, fix engines, get greasy, and do all the man stuff that in the era you and I grew up with, right? Where I was more comfortable being in the kitchen, like making cookies.
Low key, the man who cooks and listens wins the long game.
They're doing kind of like maybe the pussy stuff. And it was a long time, John, growing up and learning that I wasn't good at that. And so what I decided I needed to do was to figure out a way to make money, to not be like all the other guys in my classroom that would go fix the car. So I thought it was okay. I got to figure out how to use my brain and my work ethic to go make some money.
He solved insecurity the American way. Build leverage.
So if I ever got positioned with having to change a fucking tire on a car, I can go make a phone call and pull up my Visa.
Credit cards are the adult version of calling your dad.
Or I can just call the guy to change it and spend the $200 and still be $800 ahead because I made $1,000.
What I would say, Lauren, is you're a badass bitch.
That compliment either earns applause or a meeting with HR.
When someone tries to steal you, fuck them up.
I'll tell you, there's nothing more attractive to me than watching a strong woman lift and grunt through those lifts, like putting the effort in. Because to me, that's effort. I love effort.
Effort is attractive. Laziness echoes across the room.
Effort I find is very attractive because it's your true soul to watch how hard you work, to put the time in, the commitment.
You make yourself get off doing fucking abs.
Dude. All right, Todd Crandall joining.
All right, tone shift. Real stories incoming.
It's the guy goes from a heroin addict, 128 ultra marathons.
Can you imagine that, there's that split second right before something like that happens? He's watching this car come in. He's thinking,
yes,
I am in deep fucking shit. And then before you know it, he's fucking standing on his feet going, what just happened? That could turn out to, broken fucking, it could really fuck somebody up.
Oh, this guy's the ultimate proof that your story isn't over at rock bottom, and he's just starting, and it's just the starting line for the hardest race of your life. I told my kids last night that's Dad's new name. Kids, you should address me now as the handsome chief.
See that again? It just tells you what a nickname is self-given, because you have to convince everybody to call you it.
Wow, we're getting into it. I love the hard questions.
I don't know. That sentence means the conversation just got serious.
So, from my earliest recollection of being a kid, I'm 10 years old, and that statement right there, let that sink in, because if somebody can't remember anything until the age of 10,
I know
things are not that good. I was relieved to find out exactly what had happened, because in school, some kids were going around the playground saying, oh, Todd's mom jumped off a bridge and killed herself. My dad always said that she died in a car accident, but didn't tell me that he deliberately drove into a cement wall. My daughter was born 5 years to the day that I quit drinking. And when she was born, my first thought was, you can't kill yourself because you're not going to do to her what your mom did to you. I'm grateful that I've survived, because I got a kick-ass life today.
That is the best flex there is. Still alive.
But this is it's a jacked up story, and I'm not the only one that has this, and that's part of why I'm so passionate with my work at Racing for Recovery, is to help people cope with this stuff, because my life is a pretty good example of what can be when you're alive and you're not on drugs. But when you look at it, her suicide has eventually helped thousands of people all over the world through me starting Racing for Recovery.
And the bottom line is, if more people could grab a hold of that, we would have a much better place to live. Finding silver linings, and even the worst things that we could ever experience, is a blessing.
But you got to look at the positiveness of this. Her suicide, it caused me a lot of problems for 13 years of addiction. And, over time, I struggled with some things myself. But my God, there's a lot of good that has come out of her her loss, if you will. And I'm thankful for the good because life is good. Let's live it, right? Let's live it.
100%.
Let's put it into perspective, right? If I picked up a beer right now, after 33 years of being sold, just under 33 years of being sold.
April 15th, Johnny, 1993.
When a man remembers the exact date, that is survival math.
Sobriety is a choice and addiction is a choice.
So you have to realize is it a disease? Well, fuck, man. Let's not even worry about that. Let's call a disease a motor. It's energy, right? It's this thing that it's almost like when I go through emotional distress, that's also a motor. I'm gonna do fucking amazing shit with the energy that fucking emotional distress is giving me. Well, addiction, disease, whatever you want to call it, it's fucking energy, and it's a choice how you choose to use it.
Pain becomes fuel if you point it somewhere.
And I am not going to counsel a family whose son is having addiction problems and say, oh, your son's powerless and relapse is part of recovery, and have that notion in that kid's mind, oh, I'm going to go use again and freaking die. I'm not going to carry that on my soul.
And you look at really, really, really successful people, and not just talking money, whatever they chose to be. Maybe we're talking success and being a pastor. Doesn't matter. Let's take money out of this equation. Highly successful people. Well, I'll tell you, you must be obsessed with what you're doing.
Obsessed looks insane right up until it works.
You say things like, I just need to lose 5 pounds. Or maybe 10. So if you find yourself saying this, go to the nearest bathroom. Take your shirt off. Look at that shit that's rolling over the top of your fucking belt line. Very possibly your tits folding over like a 75-year-old woman. And ask yourself, is that only 5 pounds? Because when you're honest with yourself, you'll quickly realize that your pain of reality is far worse than the pain of change. And at that point, you'll take the first step. Rock and
So, is there going to be one conversation that all 4 or one of those kids are going to remember 20 years from now, or 20 years down the road, that they're going to say, I remember that chat with Dad that changed my life?
So I'm going to kind of talk about
Yes.
the good and the bad, right? After 27 years of marriage, I'm divorced. It's the biggest failure of my life. And my kids and I have very delicately tried to talk about that.
Your kids don't give a shit what you say. They care what you do. They're going to emulate, and clearly you've given them something great to emulate.
People don't really care what you say. They want to see it, man. Deliver it to them, show them. That speaks volumes.
Kids copy actions. Words are just background music.
That's the biggest thing my kids have gotten from me.
It was 13 years of perpetual. You went through a lot of shit, Todd. I'm just calling it what it is. But yet you have to live in the community. You have to live with your kids. I can't imagine your own ego, your own mirror.
It's when someone's sitting there fucking telling you how great they're going to be, you know what that means? They're too fucking chicken shit to actually do it.
That is every Monday Start guy. He is brave in the group chat, scared in the gym.
That's what they're talking about.
There's a new Todd in the neighborhood, right? Like literally,
Yes.
there's a new Todd in the neighborhood. Who's the new guy that moved into the community here?
I'd be embarrassed if I didn't get up here and tell the true story.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sugarcoat or try to deny the addiction or it wasn't that bad. We can swear on this. It was fucking crazy.
You can't just go fucking rob a bank and ask for forgiveness.
But I would only look behind myself to see how far I've come.
I've had people that have literally come up to me and say, Todd, your mom's in hell for killing herself. And that's where I start going, and that's God? You want me to believe in that?
Think like this. Would you rather have your own orgasm or have your partner go, what the fuck was that?
When you're in love with somebody, an attractive woman who you're madly in love with, there's nothing more powerful than seeing their pleasure.
I was on stage with Megadeth in London, Ontario the other day, which was
Really?
killer. It's called being sober and having a vision of you want to do something and going to get it. And that's
Fucking
what I
right.
do. Yeah, that's it.
There's certain guests we have on our show that I find myself just wanting to keep walking towards and learning and listening and asking more.
If we're not working on ourselves, we're either waiting to die or we're fucking living.
I get a lot of peace out there by myself.
Yes. It's my show. My name's on the show and John's name's on the show. It's not Todd and Friends. So no, fuck the Oilers. I was just gonna say that's as real as it gets. Out of all the guests we've had, that's a real soul right there. Who still, you can see John is still going through, like you see some of the way we ask the questions, see some of his responses. There's still some, we're all still on our journey. It's always okay to begin again.
Beginning is scary. Staying stuck is worse.
It's hard to begin again though, isn't it, Charlotte? Like, it's fucking hard. I didn't know who I was, and I had to figure out who I was, and now I know, and my confidence is through the roof. I just and I go back to but I had to find a way to begin again. I know you talk about joy and leadership, and I suspect that there's probably a thread within what Todd's doing and with what you're doing that I think would inspire a lot of your audience, because you talk about beginning again, Cheryl Whitaker. I've watched a brand spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a brand video. And I'll be frank, it was awesome. It was beautiful. The lighting, Jimmy, the lighting was fucking perfect, man. It was just perfect lighting. The script, I'm telling you right now, the script was tight. The words were in place. It was brilliant. The editing, the production, clean. The music, man, the music gave me goosebumps. And then what it did, and nobody wants to hear this because nobody wants to hear the truth. Well, it created more real opportunities in 1 week than that brand's entire content strategy produced in a quarter. And the difference, you guys, the difference was not the budget. I'm like, no manufactured perfection. And that's not a weakness, that's the product. Because here's what's changed. Because if you want attention, well, you can go and buy it. If you want trust, you have to earn it in public every single day. Do you want to look impressive? Or do you want to start trying to be present? Impressive or present? Because presence, well, I'm sorry to say it out loud, but presence won't make you go viral. No. Presence, it builds trust. And presence builds receipts. And those receipts that I cash every single day with all of you, well, they build reputation.
That was the highlight hit. Full show is up next, and it goes way deeper. Grab coffee and stay.
According to social feeds, every successful man apparently lives in a cabin.
Lifts weights in the snow and only speaks to other humans once every fiscal quarter. Turns out the lone wolf story makes great motivational posters, but terrible real-life strategy.
So today we're talking about why the strongest men don't isolate.
They build packs.
Only on Mornings in the Lab.
According to social feeds, every successful man apparently lives in a cabin.
Lifts weights in the snow and only speaks to other humans once every fiscal quarter. Turns out the lone wolf story makes great motivational posters, but terrible real-life strategy.
So today we're talking about why the strongest men don't isolate.
They build packs.
Only on Mornings in the Lab.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Accountability partner here to help you start your day with real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation. We are live and we are an R-rated experience.
Prick. Was that?
The interface is dying. Live beats perfect every time.
It gave me goose pimples to hear it.
Do not waste any single day. What a shake, everybody. Good morning, Holroyd. Good morning, Sullivan. Good to see you guys this morning in the lab. I'm just getting myself a little bit organized here today. Hey, guys, so listen, isolation, it feels super isolating. And listen, the guys running 2 minutes behind this morning. Yeah, I decided to extend my activity behind the wall here in the gym, and as a result, good morning, Batshit, good morning, Sullivan, good morning, Holroyd. I'm a little bit discombobulated to kick it off, but hey, but first, quick welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your live morning show built for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation, even with a sweaty face, designed to help you start your day with momentum, clarity, and a little bit of laughter. Hey guys, just a quick warning. Yeah, a quick warning. This is an R-rated experience. Sometimes it delves into the world of X-rated content. So hey, if you are easily offended, yes, you might want to walk yourself out of the lab today, or if the kids are around, I'd invite you to put the headphones in because we might offend them along the way as well. Listen, as I get myself orientated, I got an invitation for you, and it starts here. The show app, the companion app. Have you checked in today? mitl.live, mornings.live. You can come in and check into the show, and you got a few things you can do there. You can get onto the poll. Yeah, just like Kai. Just get on the poll over there, because today's poll is this. How many men in your life can you call at 2 a.m. with a real problem? Hey, what a good question. What a good question. I got a few guys I know I can call. I know one of them is Jimmy. It would be actually 2 a.m., 2 p.m. It would actually be 5 p.m. when I called him at 2 a.m. Yeah, I'd be like, hey, we're shaking. I'm just having some ramen. We go, yeah. It's like, I'm having some ramen. Like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. So I'd be yeah, true story. So who would you call at 2 a.m.? How many men? How many men do you have? Is it 0? Is it 1 to 2 guys? Or is it 3+ guys that you could call around the way? I'd like you to know that answer to that question on that poll. And we got today's daily question as well. When was the last time you were truly honest with another man about what you're going through? Man, we all struggle with that shit, don't we, boys? I was talking to a dude a couple days ago. He's like, yeah, I'm the kind of guy when I ask for help once, if I don't get what I receive, then I probably won't ask for it again. I'm like, oh. I was kind of hurt by that comment. And then, hey, guys, to all my snoozers out there, Jimmy, how many minutes are they behind today? 576 minutes behind Mike Sullivan, Adam Holroyd, and batshit crazy. Yeah, 576. And if you ask my dog this morning, Charlie's like, yeah, I'm going to get up before all you motherfuckers. Yeah, so she's just sitting in the hallway outside the door an hour before my alarm goes up, just sitting there on the floor, just scratching her nails, going, hey guys, are you ready to get up yet? I'm like, dude, go hit the snooze button. So 9 minutes, 576 minutes behind. So 9 hours. If you've been snoozing since January 1st today, you're actually almost a full work day. No, you actually are more than a full work day behind the guy who isn't. Hey, there you go. Hey, what's up today? What's up on today's show? Guys, we got a lot of stuff on today's show. I'm not going to spend an inordinate, there's the word today, Jimmy, an inordinate amount of time talking about what we're talking about today. Now we'll get to it, but I will get to this one. Lou Holtz, legendary coach, passed last night. So we're going to get into 7 rules every man needs, and we're going to get into that conversation. Legendary coach who passed at the age of 89, and I suspect our audience, Petro, Holroyd, batshit, Sullivan, we all grew up watching that guy on the TV, ABC's Wide World of Sports, who's probably the only guy in television for the longest time. We're going to have that conversation coming up on the show today as well. And then, hey, I got Good Morning Kindness. Matt Roof's in the lab here today as well. And then we're going to get into decision making. I'm prompting Kai and Jimmy for this one. I found a really cool clip yesterday. It's about 4 minutes. Mark Andreessen. We're going to run it on the show here today. We're going to clip through it. Johnny and Keith are going to talk about it. It's about decision making, and I love it because I'm a fan of decision making. I am. I, as you guys who hang out with me enough know that I think there's a couple ways to go about it. You either don't make the decision and they never happen, or you got the decisions that just happen rapidly, or you got those decisions that there's a process to it. So we're going to talk about it. And I think it's something like UDLA or UTA or something like that. So we're going to talk about that. Mark Andreessen, and it's quite relevant because, you know, we've lost a legendary coach, Lou Holtz. We got what's happening over across the ocean with bombs dropping, and it all relates to decisions. And how did they arrive at those decisions? So grab the coffee, settle in, put a smile on your face, because the morning loop, it starts right now.
John got a flat tire yesterday. That's brutal. That's the universe telling you to slow down.
I felt bad for him. Then I remembered he enjoys watching us struggle, so my sympathy got complicated.
Let's clear something up. Preston and I didn't touch that car. We didn't do it.
Correct. We would never flatten the big dog tire, no matter what he did to us.
But Frankie owns pliers and knives. He also has 0 impulse control.
John, if you're listening, we're kidding. We hope your tire is healing. Please don't cancel us.
I love it. Where are you guys joining us from today? When you jump into the comments, we'd love to hear where you're joining us from today. Come say hello in the comments and come pick up the phone and give us a call when you want later. 4313-100-3005. Come and say hello with the phones. Come send a text. Come send a voicemail. Come just do something like that along the way. Yes, absolutely. You're so right, Sully. Sometimes you have to slow down to go faster. I talk about the team all the time. Man, I jumped out of bed today. I've been working with this Perplexity computer, the agents, and it has been just blowing my mind. And as a result, it's been dropping tons of cash on these, and I mean it in a positive way because I'm getting all this stuff done. And I'm not even, there's no humans being involved. I'm just getting tasks done. And every now and then I get a little invoice saying, I get a little notification saying, hey, you've ran out of credits. I'm like, all right, let's do it again. Jumped out of bed, just getting shit done. True story. Hey, coming up, I got a big monologue here today. You guys know, so here's the thing. A number of years ago, I got rid of my socials because I was like going through some shit in my life and like, I got to get rid of this stuff. So I went ghost. I was like, gone, 0. But guys, everything you guys have all built on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all the platforms. You know this, but sometimes we need to hear it. You don't own it. Yeah, you don't own it. No, it's not yours. And that's not drama. No, it's not even a paranoia. That's actually the contract. You're renting land from companies whose job is to change the rules that benefits them and addict you. Yeah, think about that. Just could you imagine guys growing up in life, going to school and saying, yeah, so hey, as you get older as an adult, you're going to be presented with a world where you're going to get to have things that you're not going to own. And then as you own these things, young children, not going to be any drama around it. And there's not going to be, it's just, and you're gonna have a chance to play with these tools, use these tools. These tools might make your life better, but they're more than likely going to addict you, and they're going to cause nothing but grief. And oh, by the way, when you play with these tools, they're going to change the rules along the way. Could you imagine that education lesson? And then we all just have them now, and we're like, hey, what the hell? I'm addicted to this thing, and it's causing me nothing but grief. So coming up, community building. You do not own the audience that you are so rapidly building, and then the moment they go, pull it away from you. We're going to have that conversation coming up at the bottom of the second hour in the Morning Focus. Community building. You do not own your audience. All right. Oh, Jimmy, what is that? What's that in the distance? What the hell is that in the distance? Yes.
I can't say I'm a huge fan of Mario Brothers, but I'll take I'd like the overalls with no sleeves. Even when they have sleeves on, it was a good fitting shirt.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that was honestly, I think that was the first one, maybe because it pulled in straight ahead, where I could actually see point blank. It was AI. The other ones you almost can't tell. You have to know.
Yeah, Jimmy, let's see the picture of that, man. Let's pull that up there, dude. Because even Johnny's dressed a little bit today, and the color scheme is just there's some familiarity going. John looks like Captain America today. He's dressed in his superhero outfit, the nicely fitted blue shirt and red hat. But let's see, dude, like look at that, man. Holy smokeronies. Yeah. So did you grow up wearing overalls at all by any chance?
No.
I didn't either. I was too husky for them. I remember I'll share a horror story with you. So I remember going to Eaton's or the Sears, those big department stores back in the day. And my mom was really wanting me to figured I should have those overalls. So it was like Jordache. Remember Jordache at the time? Remember that brand? Do you remember that brand at all?
It was pretty popular, if I remember correctly.
It was, yeah. So I remember going through a horrible experience trying to find myself some Jordache overalls. Johnny, they wouldn't fit over my thick ass and my thick thighs. And it wasn't really the best. It wasn't the best experience as a young man growing up. And I'll tell you, I hated going shopping because, my mom thought I could fit things that I couldn't fit and they wouldn't feel very good. And, you putting jeans on and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah. I mean, my mom she knew what she was dealing with. So she would get me these fucking pants that would fit in the waist. It'd be like 3 feet of fucking leg under my foot. It was like she had to fucking cut she probably had to cut close to a foot off the bottom of my foot.
Yeah.
So every pair of pants had to be hemmed.
Dude, that's funny, man. Yeah, so I was
literally just taking me shopping. Now I got to fucking, I got to make all this shit fit this little fat fucker.
Well, yeah, because so I was short. So I not only was I husky, but I was short. So like yourself, right? Whatever it was, 34, 36 waist, 38 waist. And then I'd have these legs and I had no knees. So you're right. I'd cut them off. And I swear that I could make fucking pants for little men, little midgets. I swear I could.
You had the legs that went like thigh.
Yes. Foot. Yeah. Yes.
There was no knee, no leg, just thigh. And watch my hand. Thigh, foot.
Yeah, 100%. As a matter of fact,
you had the cankle.
Yes, that's exactly.
God. Where the top of the socks are just fucking screaming.
So I had a guy who named
elastic in the top of your socks.
I had a guy who nicknamed me No Knees because he's like, Keith, you have no knees. I'm like, thanks.
Because that's because everybody displaces fat differently.
Yes, I know. Believe me, I know. Well, then I had my cousin who would call me, who for the longest. So, dude, I'm telling you. So I grew up with all this shit bubble butt. I was bubble butt for a while too.
Well, in today's standards, that'd be pretty good fucking nickname.
Well, I guess that's right. But as a young man,
fucking 35 years ago, we're talking a different conversation.
Well, and I'm wanting, and I'm going to be truthful here. I'm wanting to look like Lou Ferrigno or Ken Patera. I'm not wanting to be called Bubble Butt. I'm like, no, I want to look more like that guy. No, you don't look like that guy.
Well, it was the wanting to look like one of those was not even on the radar. It's just I don't want to look like this.
Yeah. I will tell you though, man, the first time I saw Arnold. And the first time I saw Lou, they were game-changing moments in my life because I'm like, I want to look like that. I want to know how that works. I want to know how it looks like. And then I saw Conan Barbarian, and then I got sucked into all that world. And then you and I grew up with the Expendables, right? Next thing you know, you're knocking on Sylvester Stallone's, door, and all these men that you're like, I want to look like that,
I mean, Rocky looked good, but he wasn't big enough for me.
No, because he's a little man. He's like my size, actually, isn't he? Like in real life, he's a little man.
Well, because they always hid that he was short, but he just didn't have the bulk.
You're right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I was really attracted. I didn't care about lean. I didn't care about lean in those days. I mean, I didn't want to be fat.
Oh yeah. You just wanted to be big.
I wanted the big. The big was like so like holy shit.
Yeah.
At that age, we're all kind of chasing that because America hadn't become fucking retardedly fat yet.
Yes.
Wasn't such public enemy number one. Now that is public enemy number one.
Oh, is it ever? Is it absolutely ever actually?
Check this out. So the big request that I'm getting in because people are always saying, hey, I need this. This is what I want. Right?
Tell me, what is it?
And so what people want is this. This is what they're saying. And they say it in their own words, of course. So I'm just going to kind of take an average. So I just need to make progress quickly, so that I can see, when I see the progress, it'll give me the motivation to do what I know, what I've not been doing. So they need that fucking flash in the pan, pow, holy shit, it's happening. So they feel like they can lean into it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of become like a new thing. Like that's what people are after. It's like the crazy thing, they know it's out there. And I mean, to a certain extent, they're talking about fucking this new wave of peptides. Some of these new GLPs are doing exactly that.
Well, I was just going to ask you, so what is it then, Johnny? Like, what's the solution?
Well, dude, point blank. Any of the GLPs used properly will help this, but the Retta will do it like massively, insanely quick if you know how to do it. It's like getting in a Formula One car. If you know how to drive it, holy shit. If you don't, you're going to fucking crash.
So could you elaborate on the if part, if you know how to do it?
Well, because so then it goes a little further, right? So that's what but then, okay, what are you trying to achieve? Well, I want to be ripped, but I want to be athletic. I want to be strong. So they want both sides of the fence. Well, good for them. I mean, they don't want us to do the people are starting to recognize, they're not saying I just want to lose 30 pounds. That I want to lose weight, but I also want to gain muscle and I want to be strong and athletic. So they want to build and lose at the same time. Right. So that's where we're talking about this, because GLPs used improperly just going to fucking knock out your appetite. You're going to stop eating. You're going to lose 30 pounds, but you're going to look like a 30-pound less pathetic version of yourself, except for you're going to be fucking beat tired and you're going to feel like shit. Who wants that? Nobody.
No.
The key is like what I say my sweet spot is for Retta is I dial it in and I have a protocol that I use to kind of find this without doing too much so you don't get sick, right? But when I don't care about food, but when it's time to eat, zero problem. That's it. Because then when you're trying to gain muscle, you know that you're okay, you got to eat your protein. There's going to be a bit of a schedule. You'll follow that because that's what you want to do.
Yes.
You have to remember to fucking eat that shit. If you don't basically eat, you're going down the wrong path. Right? If you take too much, it'll knock out your appetite. Take too little, you're not getting what you want. So there's that sweet spot you got to find.
Well, and let's talk about eating. When you're talking about eating, you're not saying, okay, I'll role play with you, Johnny. I want to get onto some Retta. I want to do a Retta protocol. Okay, so Billis, you got to eat, but I'm not telling you to go eat fucking bread and Big Macs and sandwiches. And I want you eating whole food.
Well, here's the best part about Retta. Retta is going to basically massage the addictive center in your brain. So it's going to slow down the dopamine chase for food, which means all the food that's attractive to you that you want to eat is more of a dopamine driven behavior. So you don't care about food. You don't really care about eating those things. You're just eating because you know you need to. So that's part of what makes it so appealing is like I make a lot of videos. I'm not gonna tell you to do a bunch of shit that you don't want to do. I'm not even going to talk to you about your diet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you to put this in, Retta, find your sweet spot, let that addictive center get massaged, let it allow you to want to make better food decisions. You'll make better food decisions whether you like it or not. So that's the thing is you let this thing put you in a position where it makes it very easy for you to do what you haven't been able to do.
How do you dial it in? Again, using me. So what? I'm probably what? I don't know. Do you look at my weight? What do you like? How do you know how much? How do you know? How do you know?
It's and this is the part that's screwy for people.
Yeah.
So remember, this is my research.
I know. Yeah.
This is not medical advice.
No.
This is me testing this on my kangaroo.
Yes. yes.
Just having fun. So basically, I'll be real specific, right? So listeners, if you're out there, get your fucking pen and paper or get ready to watch this again. Most times you're going to find a 10 milligram bottle, right? So the problem is if we said, okay, take a quarter of a fucking milligram, Jesus Christ, that's a little tiny bit. You'd be really troubled to get that little bit out, right? Because normally a 10 milligram bottle, you're going to mix it with 1 cc of water, right?
Yeah.
If it was a 20 milligram bottle, you'd mix it with 2 cc's. That's just kind of a standard.
Yeah.
In this 10 milligram bottle, what I say is let's water it down. So we're going to put 2 cc's of water in it, right? Now, when I tell you to take a quarter of a milligram, you're actually going to 5 units on the insulin pen versus 2.5, which is almost impossible to find. That makes sense. So it's easier for you to find the smaller dose. That makes sense.
Yes.
Now you take that for 5 days. And if you have no issues, which you won't, such a small dose, you go up to 7.5. You go there for 5 days, no issues, you go to 10. Most people at about 10, that's a pretty common sweet spot for most people, especially beginners. They're like, God, I don't think about eating. I have to remind myself, no shit. That's why I told you to set alarms.
Yeah.
So, but the point is that dopamine behavior pattern, that addictive center of the brain, has now been fucking massaged to the point where food's not entertaining anymore. Now it's easy to make those decisions that you're having a hard time doing because the dopamine, keep in mind, your dopamine addictive behavior pattern, it's also scrolling. That'll slow down. It's fucking crazy. It just, all of that the chasing of the entertainment with food ends. Gets very quiet.
And then we're talking peptides. We're talking Reddit True Time with myself, John Anderson, this morning on Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. Johnny, we got hold of Adam asking us a question here. His comment is, my issue has been getting the protein goal in without too much food volume. And I think that's probably a common, I would suggest that's a common thing for a lot of humans, which is hitting their protein goal, whatever that's going to be, a couple 100 grams a day. It's just because
it's because you're trying to take it in too few feedings. It's like saying, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm having a hell of a time moving this fucking gravel pile to the backyard.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the fucking wheelbarrow's not meant to do it in 2 trips. Do it in 5.
Yeah. There's something to be said for that. And I know Howard, I can relate to there because when I'm very diligent, I need to have alarms for myself or reminders to eat, even when I'm not on like a peptide. Because in order for me to get my protein in, I just got to be eating nonstop all the time.
And Adam, I wasn't telling you stop bitching. I was just making a statement.
Yeah.
And also too, brother, if you want a tip on that, you're probably not focusing on your protein first. If you eat your protein, eat your protein first, you almost can't not get it in.
Yes.
Because Jesus Christ, let's do the math on that. 300 grams of protein.
Well, if you can drop 30 in a sitting, right? Listen
to this, 300 grams of protein is 1,200 calories. Who's not going to fucking eat 1,200 calories?
Yeah.
It's fucking nothing. Yes. But when you're fucking smashing rice before you get to your protein, of course you're having a hard time getting it.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Hey, Johnny. So as I'm doing my research, and I'm in the market for Retta, and I know I need to inject it. Where do I get the sub-Q injectables from? Like, where do I get the needles from? Do I just go down to the pharmacy store, or do I find reputable places online?
I would say the easiest way to do it is just go on Amazon and get it for your pet.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I get you. Yeah. Okay.
Same goddamn thing. It's just, and even the companies that put for pets, they fucking know what they're doing.
Of course. Holroyd says, relying on John's egg whites and sugar-free maple syrup recipe to get the extra feedings in. Yes. 100%. Whatever it takes.
Oh, baby.
Whatever it takes, eh?
Add some crushed crushed golden flax seeds into that, brother. It'll give it a little body, and it's really helpful for your digestion.
So Johnny,
two tablespoons.
Talk to me about this next. What am I going to? So I want to find my words here. Remove the idea of feelings from it, and remove the idea, remove the answers like food noise and feelings from it. What am I going to start seeing in the mirror? Because I train regularly. I take. I'm an active dude, so there's no problem there.
Specifically for you, because you're living the life, dude. This would be like a fucking rocket ship.
Is that right, eh?
Yeah, because you're already doing all the foundational work.
So
people that don't, I'll say this, but I don't like to say it.
Yeah.
You could take an average person, can take fucking Retta, and because of the glucagon receptor, remember, it's all signaling molecules.
Yeah.
A dozen signaling molecules that's going out.
Yes.
One of them, it's a triple agonist. One of the strongest signals it sends out is telling the body, hey, see that fucking spare tire around your waist?
Yeah.
Burn that shit and give it, let's make it into fuel.
Interesting.
That is going to happen whether you change anything.
No shit.
Yeah. So for you would start burning up body fat and you're like, fuck, why is this happening? Right. And then you would find yourself your strolls in the evening. Yeah. Your strolls in the evening would go from say a 9 to about a 2 or a 3.
No shit.
Oh, fucking in 2 weeks you would be there, guaranteed.
But like
possibly a week.
But aesthetically, I would notice something aesthetically.
People notice their stomach flattening out, and they notice that their clothes start fitting differently very quickly.
Really?
Very quickly. Another one too, brothers. It's it makes your body very insulin sensitive, which means when you eat, your body drops insulin, which is good. Now, taking insulin external, that's fucking dangerous. It'll kill you. So we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
But when your body becomes very insulin sensitive, meaning you eat, it goes to get the nutrients out of the bloodstream. You'll find yourself like you might even, because you're in good shape, you might find fucking one of my clients literally.
Yeah.
Day fucking 4. He was already pretty lean. He's like, dude, what is going on with the fucking veins coming out of my forearms?
Really? Yeah.
Because what's happening is, first off, I put him on an all real food diet, so it's very accessible.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And Retta and Mont C was what I put them on. They're both really make your insulin sensitivity just fucking savage.
Yes.
So real whole food, easy to upload. Insulin sensitivity coming from two sides of the equation. He's sucking up nutrients. It's filling up the fucking bloodstream, and his fucking veins are popping out because they're full of nutrients.
Interesting
shit around.
And then, so Holroyd's on some. So I'm on week 3 of Retta and Tessa, down 10 pounds. Holroyd, thanks for sharing this, brother. I'm really, this is awesome, Brad. I'm on week 3 of Retta and Tessa, down 10 pounds. Muscle has increased a bit, starting to see more definition as the fat disappears, starting Mont C this week. Look at that, Johnny.
There you go. Those are 3 great ones right there.
No shit. Shit. Hey,
Holroyd, you got to check out. I'm telling you, you would learn so much from my Cellular Advantage Academy.com. 90 cents a day. You're on more fucking information than you can get through. You could be in there for weeks and not get through it all.
Yeah, let me know, Adam, if we need some help getting that sorted out. Send me a text or either you got my personal number, Adam. So send me a note or even on the 431 number, whatever we can do to help support you. You have been really a great supporter of us. So whatever we can do to help support you, I'd like to do that for you, Mr. Holroyd. That's awesome. And Johnny, another question about this. So in my research, where would I be taking the Retta? In my buttocks, my thigh, my waist? Like where would I be injecting that, Johnny?
That's a good question because this is so overcomplicated.
Yes, exactly.
Get it under the skin. As long as it's under your skin, it's going to do its job. You want to take it, you want to put it in your stomach, you just like the standard sub-Q, do it. You want to put it straight in your butt cheek, do it. You want to put it straight in your fucking deltoid, do it. Now,
just under the skin.
Now, when I say anywhere, I'm not talking about putting it in your fucking temple.
No,
I'm talking about putting it in, something that's sensible.
So, I saw a fucking guy today in the news.
Well, you say anywhere, you got to fucking cover the wrong side of the spectrum. Well, you told me anywhere. I put it right in my fucking eyeball and it didn't work very well.
Dude, I just saw a clip this morning. Some guy fucking shot Botox into his cock so he could smooth it out. He's like, yeah, I didn't like it was rough. He's like, so I thought I'd throw some Botox into my cock so that it would smooth out all the edges. It's like, what?
So fucking, you're gonna dismantle the nerves in your cock for 6 months. That's really fucking smart, fella.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, so I purposely didn't even put the story on the table for us. I was like, that's just ridiculous. So again, I want to ask you this. So under the skin. So when you say under the skin, so I'm taking a page from you, super simple. So literally fold a piece of skin over. If I wanted to do it here, fold a piece of skin over, stick the fucking needle in and press it in. That's it, right? Like we're not jabbing it into my fucking.
Keep in mind, if you do this, you're gonna have a hard time. There's not much room there. And then number two, where the fucking needle's over here, dude.
Yeah. No, I know, but even
you're gonna have to do it in some place where you can,
Yeah, but I
do it like I will literally do it in different spots down my stomach. I'll do it in the shoulder.
Yeah, but I'm just folding skin over. Like I'm not fucking jabbing it into my muscle. Like I'm not fucking trying to jab it.
Keep in mind, you can I sometimes put it straight into my forearm.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm not going to go through my abdominal wall, so I don't go straight in my stomach, right?
Oh yeah,
You're doing your stomach, pull a little piece up, put it in sideways.
Oh, put it in this way. I see what you mean. Yeah.
But just think like this: all you got to do is get it to be a lump under the skin, and it's going to work. Or you want to put it straight into if it goes into the muscle, whether it's sub-Q, which means under the skin, or IM, which means
intramuscle,
it's going to fucking work.
Just got to get it into you.
Get it in, because it's going to spread through your whole fucking body. It's just where you just got to get it under the skin.
Good morning, everybody. You're hanging out with Keith and John, having a fascinating conversation this morning. I love learning about this stuff. So, and I think as John can tell that I keep asking more questions. It's like I'm getting closer and closer to the decision. Decision? Did we say decision? We're going to talk decisions on the show today. Johnny, I got something quite interesting, man. The OODA loop. Have you heard of the OODA loop when it comes to decision making?
I have not.
It's actually quite fascinating. I'm going to put it on the table. We're going to talk about it a little bit later on the show because it's actually quite interesting to me because it's the idea of making decisions fast and how speed kills. Like, I'll give you an example. So you and I are competing. I make a decision. And you're like, well, fuck.
What are we competing in?
Whatever.
It's real general. Okay.
We're in business and I'm competing with you. I make a decision that moves me forward. And you are a slower decision maker. So you're like, well, fuck, Bill's made the decision. I now have to react to that. So what happens is that you now react. Okay. Keith goes a couple more days ahead of you. He makes a decision again. You're like, what the fuck? Now you have to react again. And what happens is that because I'm making decisions faster than you, as you're going through your decision cycle and reacting to my first decision, guess what has to happen? You got to go back to the beginning again and reset your thought process. And I become, it's actually quite fascinating. And we're going to talk about it coming up a little bit later because you probably know this, you probably do this, but until it's broken down, it really shows you how you can unravel and how you can really beat people competitively. And I know you're a chess player. So it's actually,
but you know, the thing about as you describe this, I think to myself, I'm fucking very rarely the one that's second to take the first step.
Yeah, well,
I'm almost always the guy that goes first, so I don't deal with this much.
It's funny because I'm the same way. I grew my last business with this. That's why I found this quite fascinating. But before we go there, Johnny, we both grew up with the ABC's Wide World of Sports, and I know everybody in our community did as well, being Sullivan and Holroyd and Batshit and Good Time. Dude, we lost a legend yesterday. Sterling Preston, let's set it up. Lou Holtz passed at 89 years old yesterday.
The coach has passed. He was more than just a figure on the sidelines. He was family. He built a legacy that will never be forgotten.
He had 3 questions for everybody. Can I trust you? Are you committed? Do you care about me? That was the whole system.
Most men don't have a coach anymore. Nobody checking reps. Nobody raising the bar. Holtz was the bar.
Standards, not motivation. That was his whole thing. Keith, John, let's get into the 7 rules.
Remember Lou Holtz?
Oh, dude, how do you not?
That's what I mean. Yeah, I meant it more rhetorically. It's like when we had like 2 sports channels, you turn on Saturday or Sunday football, that guy was in fucking sidelines forever. Like, I mean, forever. He was always there.
I probably was the biggest fan of him at Notre Dame.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's where a lot of people would. So we had his 7 rules, eh? Let's go through them, Johnny. So rule 1, accountability beats talent. He did not recruit the most talented players at every stop. He recruited players who would be accountable, period. And for him, the parallel for your life, Stop waiting until you're ready, talented, or inspired. Just start showing up consistently and let the reps do the work. Like, dude, like that is actually our fucking mantra right there. Like, honest to God, like, you know, just show up and start doing the work and let the reps basically show your truth. Number two, I think you'll like this one too, brother. Number two, what you tolerate becomes your culture. Right? Think about that, right? It's even like your friends, right? Or the people around you or the circle you're surrounded, because you then set yourself to that bar of the people around you. We talk about it all the time, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what is that? The show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Yeah. His number three, Johnny, confidence is built, not felt. He said confidence comes from preparation, not pep talks. If you want to feel more confident, prepare. Simple as that. Right? Again, hard to argue with that. Rule number 4 was how to lead when you're tired. Holtz coached through personal loss, program sanctions, and public criticism. He never let adversity become an excuse. Your family doesn't need you when it's easy. They need you when you're exhausted, and you show up anyway. Again, I'd like to think that we mirror those attributes here on the show. Look at you on Tuesday morning. You had a late Monday and fucking showed up, and we talk about it all the time. It's easy to judge a leader when the times are great. It's when we need to judge a leader is when the times are tough, right? And let's just go back to you and I on the show here. Who's still standing? You and me, right? So how many people have come through the path here where maybe things get tough or walls get difficult? It's easier not to show up, John Anderson.
I mean, a leader, he does the shit that most people wish they could do. That's why he's a leader.
Simple as that. Number 5, identity beyond the scoreboard. Holtz lost games. He got fired. He faced setbacks. But his identity was never tied to the outcomes. It was tied to effort and standard. And I know you love this as well. You talk to your girls all the time. I don't care what the fucking result is. Just get up and put all the hard work in, and the results will be what the results are. Sometimes the reality is, John, we just don't have the talent, do we? And that's just the reality. But if you're putting the work in, that's really what counts, right?
Dude, there's so many wasted talents because they never learned the work ethic.
Oh, yeah.
Way.
Yeah. And then number 7, your next season starts today. Holtzy says that he didn't wait for January. He didn't wait for Monday. The next play is the most important play. That is it, not next week, today. And it's funny, John, because I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday about the idea of a next step and how difficult it is for good morning, Lauren. Good morning, baby. How difficult it is for many humans to wrap their head around the idea of a next step for everything. Because there is a next step for everything that we do. You follow me? Right? And it's that because, if you don't adopt the next step, you're going to find yourself waiting because then you're thinking and you find yourself sitting, you find yourself not moving, you find yourself, not moving forward. So I really like when he's like, your next season, your next step, rule 7 starts the moment that this is over. Just because the season's over on Sunday doesn't mean we wait until a week before the next season. It fucking starts the next moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of staying in gear.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I got some words of wisdom. You're going to like this one too. So Larry Ellison, big CEO of Oracle, he says, if everyone thinks your idea is crazy, you might be onto something. You're going to love this one. Let's run it, Jimmy.
Entrepreneurs is you can't be successful as a small company doing the same thing everyone else is doing. So if you're an entrepreneur, you have to find errors in conventional wisdom. You have to find where everyone says, when you tell them your idea, most people say you're crazy. When you hear that, no one's doing that, you must be crazy. There are 2 possibilities. One is you're first with a really good idea. Unfortunately, the other is you're crazy.
I love that. It's killer, Jimmy.
I'll take them both.
I know, but it's so true, right? And what I like about that is that there is only one of 2 possibilities. You're either going to succeed or you're going to fail. You're either crazy or you're not. Like, that's it. There's no, and just think, John, how many of us struggle to even make a decision or to start because we're too caught. I talk to entrepreneurs all the time, just like you do. They're caught too much in the middle of either one of them. You know what I mean by that? Which is, well, I don't know. Well, no, it's either going to work or it's not. You're either crazy or you're not. There's no, and if somebody thinks you're crazy, you're probably onto the right thing. Like if you're crazy, you're probably doing something that is right.
Dude, if people understand my goals, I clearly have not set them big enough.
Yeah, I could not.
This motherfucker's not going to be able to do that. That's exactly what I want to hear.
Yep, it's exactly right. It's exactly. I thought that was a really cool segment when I found that one yesterday. Actually, all right, let's get to some more things here to put on the table here this morning. Hey, Johnny. So a microplastic found in 90% of prostate cancer tumors. You know, I keep reading about microplastic.
That's fucking a big number. Jesus Christ.
I know. 90%.
It's pretty fucking hard to argue with that.
It's Sterling, Preston, let's run it.
Microplastics showed up in 90% of prostate cancer tumors in an NYU pilot study. That's a gut punch.
Big question is direction. Is plastic driving damage or is diseased tissue trapping plastic? We don't know yet.
But you can still move. What's the first plastic thing you replaced this week? Bottle, container, or microwave habit?
Like, dude, 9 out of 10 prostate cancer tumor samples, only 70% of healthy prostate tissues had them. 2.5 times more plastic in tumors. It's just everywhere, dude. It's actually all over the place. And previous research has found microplastics in nearly every organ, in blood, and even in the placenta. I didn't realize it was actually as bad as it
switched to fucking steel about a year ago.
Yeah, on everything, Johnny. Basically, as much as you can.
I mean, the only time I end up drinking out of a plastic bottle is if I end up getting separated from these.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I keep one of these. I don't go if I leave the house. This is in my hand, just like my fucking car keys or my man purse. You know.
Yeah. It's well, and there was a whole generation of us that grew up with cheap plastic Tupperware, and like Tupperware was a massive multi-level marketing thing in North America for a period of time. Think about how many Americans.
The big thing with that is fucking heating it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
you don't fucking heat the shit. It's for a fraction of the problem.
I was just gonna say, because we grew up with the idea of Tupperware and then microwaves, right? It was like, oh hey, you know, remember there was a whole generation of just stick your food in the Tupperware container and throw it in the microwave and heat it up.
Fucking unbelievable. I can't eat my food. Why? Well, I don't have a microwave. Eat the fucking food. Jesus Christ. I mean, somehow in people's minds, if it doesn't warm, you can't warm it up, you can't eat it. How does that work?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I can't go get in my car because it's fucking raining because I don't have an umbrella. Get fucking wet, for Christ's sake.
Hey, are you into magic at all? Like, did you growing up? Does that stuff interest you? Like watching David Copperfield or and being curious of how shit works? Like just like the idea of magic and illusions and wondering how something works.
I mean, I would say I was enchanted by it briefly, but I think, you know, these were all like pre-weightlifting spread out interests. I was searching.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I have lots of interests that really, really captured me until I found weightlifting, then everything disappeared. I mean, I'm fucking telling you everything.
Like you became obsessed, eh?
Even like fucking my motorcycle. I mean, I fucking rarely rode my motorcycle. I mean, it was like once that hit, I mean, I would skip school to go fucking to the gym. But then remember, I had my senior year, I had 3 weightlifting classes.
Yeah.
And I would still skip school to go to the gym.
Say no more, actually.
I'm fucking crazy, dude.
Well, I found a clip. I learned how somebody can swallow a sword. And this is actually quite fascinating to me. I got this on the screen and check this out. So
that's not magic. That's just fucking having a dull sword and fucking balls.
No, like this, you're not going to believe this. So I thought actually the sword retracted in the handle.
No, you got to get the angle right. It just shoots right down and it hits the bottom of your stomach and you can feel it stop.
Well, look what happens next. He's got a sheath in there.
Well, it's because he dropped it off when he put it down.
I know, but I didn't think you put the fucking sheath down your throat because you're right. You got to put the sheath in because you don't want to.
Sheath had to be short enough that he was able to fucking straighten himself out, I would assume. But I mean, that fucking to the bottom of your stomach, it's a couple of feet.
But dude, like, you talk about being committed, going to the gym and lifting weights. Like, what's the first moment when you're in the garage going, "Hey, Johnny, I'm going to be a magician. You want to come over? What are you going to do?" Well, I'm going to learn how to stick a sheath down my throat.
I mean, once you find, I'm not going to tell you these stories on the air, but if I told you some of the shit that I did along the way, because what it comes down to, listen, this is what I have to do to get where I want to go.
Yes, you had to learn something, eh?
Or like, when Terry came in my life, I said, look, let's part of the whole thing of the ABCs of me. I said, you're going to get exposed to some shit that is going to probably freak you out and going to be it's going to seem really out there, but the world I live in, this is normal. So you're going to have to be ready and keep your mouth shut, please.
I don't think I want to ask the question, so I'm not going to.
On that level, I just would say that the average man doesn't understand what it takes to get to the top of the world at something.
Yeah, well, yes.
And when you have that person that's willing to open every door,
yes,
you get into this world where you're living in this population of people where all doors are open and every option that comes out of the door is going to be put into place. It's a different place. It's like most people can't conceive.
Well,
they're not obsessed.
I can't conceive this. I got a picture of a dude who looks like he's going to be 100 years old, zero wrinkles, 2 cancer wins. And check this guy out. This guy would be 81 this year and without a wrinkle on his skin. Look at this dude, man. Look at from 35 to 79. Look at how good he looks. He's going to be almost 80 years old.
Yeah, it looks fucking great, dude.
That's taking care of yourself, making some accumulative good decisions. I got to think along the way.
I got a buddy of mine. He's one of my best friends. So that when I say he's a black guy, this is not, this is just me describing him.
Yeah.
Great fucking guy. I mean, he was a major leaguer. When I was coming up, he would train with, like, when I needed someone, he would train with me. And when he needed someone, I would train with him. Right. And he used to fucking get me up at, 5 o'clock in the morning to go fucking running with him. Right. Like, okay, I got you. You got me, blah, blah, blah. So he'd come home. And when he was home, he needed that person. And keep in mind, running was way out of my fucking thing, but I just did the shit he needed and he did it for me. Yeah. Anyway, point in being, he's older than me, 4 years old, 3-4 years older than me. And he's, when I say he's a black dude, he's black, like black, dark.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, you can't find a fucking wrinkle on the dude. I was like, you motherfucker, how is it that you just seem to like not age? I'm fucking wrinkling up here.
Hey, Petro, Lou Holtz had an excellent torn newspaper trick. You got to tell that one tomorrow on the show. Dr. John Petrocelli will join myself and John Anderson tomorrow on Mornings in the Lab with Keith John.
Doesn't surprise me when they show that picture of this dude, because there are some, I would say there's some DNA profiles that age really fucking well.
Oh, 100%. I agree with you. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, look at Cheryl Whitaker. She's going to be 6 years old. She looks like she just fucking came out of high school.
Not a wrinkle on her.
Not a wrinkle on her. Her face, like you look at her, she looks like she's actually 30 years old, 20 years old. Like, I talk to her every day and I'm like, dude, I think you're fucking lying. I do not believe that you're 60. Like, I have a hard time thinking that you're going to be 60. Like, this doesn't look anywhere near it. Hey, we've talked about spiders before. Do you like spiders?
I've never even thought about that before.
So I don't like them, but get this. Some guy doesn't.
I can say I don't have the dislike like many people, but I mean, I never thought about, do I like them? Like, that's a fucking weird question.
So a Pennsylvania man apparently doesn't like spiders, Johnny. This is fucking news. I'm going to tell you, this is true news. You're going to roll your eyes because I'm like, really? This guy doesn't like this guy doesn't like spiders. So he starts multiple fires trying to kill the spiders. As a result, he burnt down 4 townhomes. Sterling, Preston, set it up.
Pennsylvania, Pocono Pines. Sean McDermott said he had spiders, so he lit fires on his damn floor. Not a candle, fires. Witness tried to put him out. Dude relit him. Then he covered one with a love seat, like that makes fire behave. They leave, come back, the whole unit is engulfed. Fire jumps to 3 neighbors. 4 townhomes wiped out.
Then he dips in a U-Haul before crews even roll up. Police say arson charges.
Sounds like this fucking guy's got a lot bigger problems than arachnophobia.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
The arachnophobia is just that motherfucker was going to burn something down that day. He was just using this for an excuse.
Well, this is what's crazy.
He's a fucking arson, man.
Well, dude, he just didn't light one fire. He lit several small fires throughout the entire house.
Well, dude, who fucking lights a fire to kill an insect?
And then he decides to put the love seat on top of one of the smoldering fires to put it out.
Well, that's my point, dude. This is all an excuse.
and then he's with another buddy, and then they left the house thinking that the fires were out. They come back, the entire townhome plus the 3 others all gone because they decided to try to kill fucking spiders with fire. Cheryl Whitaker dropping into the comments. She's listening. She's like, "Good morning, gents. It's a good genes and melon." That's funny, man. Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, listen, I want to talk decision making with you because I found this clip. So it's a 4-minute clip, Kai and Jimmy. We're not going to run the whole 4 minutes, but I want to run some segments. We'll interrupt this so Keith and John can talk about it along the way. But this is good because this is about decision making and how to make decisions and the speed of decision making. And so, Jimmy, let's get this one started.
Mark Andreessen just broke down the OODA loop, military strategy from John Boyd. Observe, orient, decide, act. Speed beats mass.
Boyd won dogfights in 15 seconds. If your loop is faster, the other guy never finishes deciding. He just resets and loses.
That's the AI race right now. Fast builders shipping every week are lapping the guys writing 50-page strategy decks.
Speed kills. Literally the whole framework. Keith, John, how fast is your loop right now?
So I like this. So if we can run that segment there, Jimmy, let's run part of Andreessen's comment here, Jimmy.
Real quick, dude. Just a little side note.
Hold on, yeah. Go ahead, Johnny.
I mean, I have to consciously now say, okay, the gay brothers are talking. Listen to what they're saying, please, because my brain is so fucking trained to look for their gay traits. I don't hear what they're saying. So it's coming back, and I'm like, fuck, I almost don't even know what they were talking about.
So
fill me in, please. I didn't find much gay material, and now I'm left without even the information of the topic.
You're gonna like this because you're a systems guy. That when I find these things, I lean into our conversation. So the OODA loop. Hear this out.
Okay, the thing we were talking about earlier. Yeah.
Observe, orient, decide, and act. It's a decision structure, right? And the quicker you are at the OODA loop, the quicker you're going to beat your competition. So Jimmy, let's run some of these segments of Andreessen going, and we'll come back and forth on. Let's start off, Jimmy.
There's this framework called the OODA loop, OODA loop, which originally was developed for fighter pilots and then later for broader military strategy. And the OODA loop, what OODA stands for, it's an acronym. It stands for observe, orient, decide, act. And so it's basically the decision-making cycle, right? And observe is like view the outside world. Orient is like figure out where you are in respect to the outside world. Decide, of course, decide what to do. Act, act. And basically what this guy Boyd, who came up with this idea, said was like any any fighter pilot, any military operation, any basketball player, any company, any government, basically it goes through a decision-making cycle that's like that. In order to make decisions. So we just talked about it. The New York Times has their own OODA loop. It's like 24 hours to go through their process. Right. And basically what he said is like, if speed is the thing that matters, then the person who gets through that cycle the fastest is the one who's going to win. But he said, there's a second order thing that happens. So one is just like, is your OODA loop faster than the other guys? So that's one question. But he said the other thing that can happen is if you can have a sustainably faster OODA loop processing cycle than the next guy, then if you think about what happens, like let's say it takes you an hour to figure something out, it takes the other guy 2 hours to figure something out. think about what happens is like, okay, you start out on an even playing field. You both start your decision-making cycles. You operate, you make your decision within an hour. The other guy is still, say, is inside his own OODA loop when you make your decision, right? And so you make your decision, you act within an hour. He's only halfway through his process. He now has to start his process over, right? Because you've changed the landscape, you've changed the parameters of what's going on. So he now has to go back and re-observe and reorient and start over. Right. And then of course, project forward. It's like, okay, then you decide again within an hour. And then by the time he gets halfway through his process, he gets interrupted. He has to go back. And so what he says is if you can be sustainably faster at running your decision loop, you can get inside the other guy's loop in a systematic and perpetual way. And basically the result of that is psychological breakdown. Basically, you destroy.
I love that, because think about that, right? Because I witnessed it with ICUC, Johnny. Remember Kevin, the BlackBerry guy on the show last week? So I was one of the first guys with the BlackBerry here in Manitoba, and I was building ICUC, and I was having clients reach out on email, old school email at the time, and I was responding like instantly. And they're like, "How are you getting it done so fast?" I'm like, "Well, I got this thing on my hip." And then I was competing with people like, "How are you doing it so fucking fast?" I'm like, "Well, just because I'm just responding instantly." So while I was making the decisions and moving, you were having to react to me. And then I'm making another decision again. And you're like, "Oh, holy fuck, you got to go back to the beginning again." That's a true edge. And you think about it in the gym, right? You go hard at it for a week, you increase your workload, and then I'm watching you. And everything I'm doing, I'm reacting to you. I'm always behind you. I thought it was actually a quite fascinating thought process, because I don't think everybody, I would suggest that if we can invite more people to think that way, we could help with decision-making. The whole idea of observe, orient, decide, and act.
You know, and I agree with everything you just said, 100%. I think for the common man,
yeah,
just focus on taking fucking action. Granted,
yes.
Because the hardest part of this is going to be to do that. Once you actually realize, like I've basically been an action taker from the jump.
Yes.
And many times my first step was the fucking pole. It couldn't have been farther off track, but I was moving. That's
I'm actually going to
circle back. You figure, okay, fuck, I'm moving the wrong direction. I circle back and I go right past the people that are sitting there still thinking about it.
But that's my point, Johnny.
And if I go the right way, then I'm way the fuck ahead. But the bottom line is I'm moving.
No, I know, but what you're maybe not hearing me saying is that this is actually supporting you. Same with like Lou Holtz.
No, I agree, and that's why I'm trying to say it's why I get ahead.
That's exactly it. And we talked about Lou Holtz too, because Lou Holtz's goal was just get moving. Like accountability is right.
Show up and fucking keep moving.
Right. So if you think about it, right, if you can observe that everybody else is sitting around, well, I'm going to get moving. Observe, start moving. Okay, they're all sitting around and moving. Step number fucking 1 is start moving. And then
in I guess if there's such a step as 0.5,
yeah,
it would be with the first place that I do this every morning is myself.
Yes.
I repeat, I probably say to myself at least a dozen times a morning, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to move ahead of the guy that wants to fucking sit down.
Bingo. But that's why I love this so much, because if you get moving, if your observation is, well, they're all sitting around, go back to even what Ellison was talking about. If you're starting a business or competing, you got one of two approaches. You're either going to win or lose. You're either going to be right or wrong. Okay, well, they're all sitting on the couches, so I believe that they're wrong because they're sitting on the couch. Okay, great, then start moving. You're now winning. Right off the bat, you're winning. You're now observing. Okay, as you're observing, they're still sitting, start orientating yourself on something. And you were doing that while going, okay, what am I trying to figure out? Weightlifting.
I probably start observing once I'm moving.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Exactly it. And then you start orientating yourself as you're observing while everybody else is still sitting around. And then while you're doing that, you're deciding. And then while you're deciding, that guy is starting to get up and make a decision, and you have already acted. And then by the time that guy's got off the couch and start moving, you've acted. And he's like, well, fuck, John's already made the decision. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's got to sit back down on the couch again. And he starts to think again. Right. So that's why I really like this, because if we can start moving and then start moving with observation, you're fucking ahead of the guy over there.
Well, here's the thing too, brother. I agree with everything you said. Your observation of a situation will be very different from a moving vehicle, so to speak.
Yes. Yes.
So when you're observing sitting still versus you're observing moving, you're going to see a different perspective, if you will.
Let's take the analogy. I'm thinking about going to the gym while I'm sitting on the couch thinking about it. Maybe you want to get into the car and observe yourself driving to the gym, because maybe once you're moving, you might orientate yourself. You might then to decide to make some action and make a decision, right? So again, to your point, you can think about it, get up, start.
It can be even, I agree. It can even be, you know what? I'm just going to get up and start fucking walking down the hall.
Yes.
Getting in my car to drive, that's a big step.
Yes.
I'm just going to get up and I'm going to start walking in my house and see what I want to do next.
Again, what I liked about this, John, and I've joked about it here on the show, regardless if you like or dislike the current administration, at least decisions are happening. I like decisions. As a leader, I want to see decisions being made. So when I hear this with a framework, and I'm doing this with MITL Studio with our company we're building here, I'm making fucking decisions. We're moving fast. We're making decisions. Even if they're the wrong ones, at least we're making the decision. Because you make the decision. If it's wrong, you reorientate and you make another one.
Yep.
It's too easy not to make a decision. Most won't make a decision. Good morning, everybody. Keith and John this morning.
Before we leave this topic,
yeah.
I got a very serious question about this video that we just watched.
Yes.
So I'm going to say we watched maybe 90 seconds. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Okay. So in that 90 seconds,
yeah,
I want you to really think about this.
Yeah.
How many times do you think you actually said,
watch this.
No. It was listen. Listen. How many times did you say listen in that? When, keep in mind, we were watching the video.
Yeah.
But you were instructing everybody to, primarily me, I would assume.
Yes.
How many times do you think you instructed?
Would you count me 6?
I'm going to say 5 or you're pretty fucking good, dude. Are you aware of that?
Well, I was so excited about it because I wanted you to listen to it.
Well, every time you fucking say that, I can't hear what he's fucking saying. I almost told you to shut up so I could listen. I was like, I can't fucking believe he said it again. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
You're describing watching television with my wife? I'm like, Lord, I'm trying to watch the show.
All right, shut the fuck up. Do I need to fucking pause this thing?
Our relationship's at an entirely new level. My husband's telling me to shut up while we're watching a clip together. Good morning, everybody. Keith and John. On Mornings in a Lab with Keith and John. You can catch us live.
Look, I mean, you were trying to be quiet, but this fucking guy his speech was not easy to follow. He was definitely not a good communicator.
So that's one of the richest dudes in the world too. You know that guy. So that guy created Netscape, one of the first browsers.
Definitely didn't do it on the basis of communication alone, because that's definitely not one of his strong suits.
Good morning, everybody. You're hanging out with Keith and John. We get after it every single day, 8 o'clock live on MITL.live, mornings.live. Johnny's going to do a lifestyle tip. We're going to come back reset hour 2, and we are going to continue the conversation. We're keeping it light. We're keeping it fun on a Thursday on Mornings in a Lab with Keith and John. Brother, you up for the lifestyle tip right now?
So we're going to run with this whole thing that we were talking about with decision making. You see, there are too many people out there that are paralyzed by, call it, making a decision. See, your indecision is actually a decision. By not making a choice, you're actually making a choice. It's just the chicken shit way of doing it. So here's what I invite you to start to think about. Eventually, actually, what I really invite you to start fucking doing it, because you're already thinking about shit too much. Just start taking the first step on little unimportant shit. Because what you're doing is you're changing a behavior pattern. And when it comes down to it, our whole lives are based on these, you could call them subconscious behavior patterns, and they shape our world. Well, by you not making a decision, by you not taking the first step, you're not getting your fat ass off the couch when you know you need to, it all comes back to this little thing where you're seeking comfort And keep in mind, your brain is designed to help you find that comfort because that's safe. Your brain's designed to keep you alive. Well, thousands of years ago, that mechanism was needed, not any longer. So what I'm getting at is this. Stop telling yourself that you'll do it later. Stop telling yourself you do it tomorrow. Just start making little first step, little choices, and you'll start to rewrite this behavior pattern that ultimately feeds into the big shit, which is keeping you stuck. Now, if you're here, it's because you want more, and I commend you for that. But sometimes we overcomplicate shit, and we look at, the fruit rather than the root. It's the root that's causing you no fruit. Rock and roll.
Good morning. Welcome back, everybody, to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Looks like my camera is stuck there. There we go. No, it's stuck over there as well. You are listening to The Big Show, where we help men and all humans get their ass out of bed and get after it. Hey, if you're just joining us, where have you been? We get this show started. We get it on the road at 8 o'clock live at mitl.live, mornings.live. You can find our show every single day, Monday through Friday. Come hang out. Come join the conversation. Come see what we're all talking about. It's unpredictable. It's uncensored. It is ridiculous. And we get after it, like I said, Monday through Friday. But hey, it all starts before that at 7:30 with Matt Roof. He starts the big show on the big Mornings in the Lab Live Network with Kindness Rising. So he gets his show going at 7:30. And of course, on Wednesdays, we got Cheryl Whitaker. She drops It Starts With Joy at 8:30 on Wednesdays right here on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network as well. I love Petro's comment. Great decision makers tend to be those Otis steps quite automatically without thinking about them consciously. That's exactly it. I didn't know, Petro, I did not know there was a framework for it. So when I found it, I really wanted to share it with the gang because I thought it was quite interesting. All right, listen, guys, we're going to get into it. Lone wolves don't make it. Why the strong are packed. Deep dive starts right now.
You're not a lone wolf. You're just unreachable, and you're calling it strength.
It's not discipline, it's isolation. Isolation makes you lie to yourself.
You miss the workout. You dodge the hard talk. Then burnout shows up. That's the bill.
Real strength isn't carrying more, it's building a pack. Witnesses beat willpower.
Before your second sip, text one solid man. Weekly check-in. No excuses. Send it.
We'll show the mistake and the fix. We'll show how to build a brotherhood that keeps you on mission. Automatic.
Yeah, just playing with some buttons here. There we go. Okay, listen, we're going to get into a conversation about the lone wolf. And guys that, where's my notes here? Here we go. There's Roofy. See at 7:30 every day. Kindness Rising in the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Yes. All right. Guys, have you ever bought into the idea that being a strong man means handling everything alone? The real strength is silent. That's solo. That's stoic silence. Well, today, I want to talk a little bit about why the strongest men in history never built alone and why it's important to have strong men around you to help you move forward and achieve some of those biggest goals in life. Guys, social isolation is strongly linked to increased depression and suicide risk in men. And men without close friendships report lower life satisfaction and higher stress levels. Guys, we're going to talk about it. This is not soft talk. This will be a men's health at its core. So let's have a conversation about the lone wolf idea and surrounding yourself with people that help you make good decisions, help you, achieve big goals in life and so forth. Because guys, strength is not isolation. Strength is alignment. Strength is shared mission. So some questions that I want to throw on the table for you guys right now, which is, do you train alone because you prefer it or because no one expects you? So Johnny, as you were starting your training journey, when you started hitting the gyms and as you started, and I never asked this question before, as you were discovering yourself in the gym, was there a buddy or buddies you started this journey with, or were you all by yourself at first? Like literally?
No, there was definitely in the very beginning, actually, forgive me. I did it by myself at the very beginning. It was in my, because I got my first weight set when I was
16 when I got mine. I was 16. How old are you?
11.
Oh, 11. Oh, wow. Yeah.
It went through phases where it wasn't consistent at that early age from like 11 to 14, because then at 14, no, 13. So it's about a 2-year period.
Oh, yeah.
In freshman, forgive me, it would have been 14, because once you went to football, when you start playing football, your PE class became weights. So at that point, it was regular whether I liked it or not.
Yeah.
Once I was there, I would always work. It was like a lot of times, and keep in mind, this is where people struggle too. After work, you come home, don't go fucking home, go straight to the gym. Well, my was in my fucking bedroom, so that was the challenge. And so I would train for, I don't know, few months, and then something would distract me. I don't know exactly, but then once it became more official, that's when the whole thing lit up. And that's when I started training with people, which changed. And I found a partner, and then I started burning through partners left and right.
I was just going to ask you that, because when we surround ourselves with other people that are trying to achieve the same goals, we achieve them. But I gotta think, as you were going through your journey, you went through a bunch of dudes, females, males, that just weren't going to keep up or didn't have any interest in trying to do the same things you were doing. Fair enough for me to say?
Yeah. I mean, when it came down to it, it wasn't until I was burning through fucking partners left and right. And granted, I was working so fucking hard. Most people are like, this is just, they weren't physically.
Not for me, right? Yeah.
They just were obsessed. Once I started getting into a higher level, I was my clique, if you will. The people that I allowed in my life were so much more like-minded, but even some of those kind of drifted out, So, but then I got to the point where I realized that it was in probably my second year of college. I realized if I'm going to do what I want to do, I need to count on no one.
It's funny because I don't know, Johnny, if I actually intentionally had that thought process, like what you just said, but I was very much the same thing. Like when I was chasing the gym and kind of going through my journey of not wanting to be husky and not wanting to be thick and being teased and, my own peer pressure stuff, I discovered that I was doing it by myself. I didn't have any friends that were kind of into that shit like I was. Like I just didn't. My cousins, the people that I joke that I grew up with, nobody had any of that interest. It was just my interest, right? And it was, I
imagine lifting weights didn't really align with what was going on at the funny farm.
No, because everybody was drinking and doing crazy shit, right? Yeah. So that wasn't part of that. And I even know that as I was, as I grew into a young man, like a teenager guy there, nobody was really into the lifting weight stuff. So I was that lone wolf figuring it out myself. And it's really kind of how I've gone through most of my life, to be honest, man. You strike me the same way, actually. You strike me as, this is my journey. I'll invite people along that want to come along with me, but this is where I'm going. And you either keep up or you can't keep up. Simple as that, actually.
I started taking a lot of pride in that.
Yeah, me too. Yes.
It was kind of like when people would, when I became a pro strongman.
Yeah.
Because when I first got in, it happens with all sports. When I first got in, it was fucking tough to get in. There was 4 new pros per year.
Yeah.
So you were one of 4. So when you fucking hit the pro scene, you were like, everybody knew who you were, blah, 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 blah. It was like, you got a lot of fucking, and then because the way I looked, I had a whole lot of hype behind it. So, we'd have every pro kind of had their training camp, if you will. Right?
Oh yeah.
It was rare that you had 2 pros that lived close enough that trained together, because you'd have partners. Like my partners were great amateurs, but not pros. That makes sense.
Yeah. And without mentioning names, unless you want to, who was what? There must have been one dude.
It's 2.
2
dudes, different phases of my life.
That had massive.
Phase one he would be considered my, because I've got a multitude of called best friends, and they all represent different eras of my life.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The first one, his name's Josh Fink.
Okay.
He's a survivor of cancer. He's the dude when I heard he had cancer from one of our friends. I just went and ran until I couldn't cry anymore.
Yes. And is that the guy that was over your? Okay, I remember. Yes. Okay, Josh. Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So anyway, so he was the early one, and he worked equally as hard as I did. We overtrained, but that was what really kind of made me mentally.
Yeah.
And then from there, it wasn't until, God damn, it would have been a while. A stretch went by. Well, ultimately, there's another guy named Ricky LaRocca.
Okay.
And I can honestly say, I just texted him the other day, and I said, dude, because we stay in touch via text. And I said, dude, I've never bled with anybody like I bled with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fucking tough. I mean, he came into my life at a perfect time, because it was like I had turned pro, and I was, I had a couple of training partners, but they weren't really fucking pushing me. And funny enough, I'd actually, at that point, I had a girlfriend who was a pro in the female IFSA. So she was probably my best training partner, but it was like, okay, whatever you do, I'm going to double type stuff. And it just wasn't, we were competitive, but not the same as having that partner like Ricky was. So anyway, we used to go to different gyms to find strong people. And so we went to this gym in Pacifica, and I met Ricky, who was a power lifter, and he was just thinking about coming in a strongman. And he asked, hey, he was a savage. He was like, hey, can I come and try this with you? And I watched him train. I'm like, yeah, dude, you bring that energy, you can come to my
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, so check this out. So he and I created this fucking brutal training camp. And so people wanted to come and train with us. And we would tell them straight up, you can come, but you got one shot and you have to do everything. And very rarely would they fucking ever come back, because either they made it through and didn't want to come back, or they couldn't go through everything. And that was the end of the invitation.
Would you say that, Josh, and the question I'm going to ask is going to sound all like, goofy, but just follow me on this one. As a young man growing up, figuring shit out, you meet Josh. Josh becomes a great friend of yours. Would you say that's where you maybe discovered as a human being what love was? Like, and because you, and I mean that sincerely, where it was a male, that's fine. I don't care, female, but it was a guy that you got close to, that you learned that you could be trustworthy with as young, so the guy struggling.
I understand. You're choking on your words. I'm with you.
There's a guy in my world. His name was David Stajik. He was a good friend that I grew up with, and I knew that he just had this he unequivocally had my back, and I just knew it. And as a young man growing up, I felt like that was that one person that maybe where I started kind of learning what love felt like for somebody, for another person that wasn't my family, and it wasn't a girl, because I wasn't there yet in my life. Would you know what I'm getting at, John? Did you experience that same thing?
Yeah, and I think I would probably, I would definitely thread the word in bond.
Okay,
because there's kind of there's a thing to where, when you do some really, really difficult shit with people,
yes,
it strips down all of your fucking walls.
Of course,
all of your walls are gone, and once you have that kind of bond, then you really get to understand who that other human is. And that's where that love comes from my perspective.
Yes, I agree with you there. Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, the people that I have, the love that I have from the training partners that actually stood by my side through the hardest shit it can't be measured.
Well, and that's where I was talking to a military person last week, actually, a Green Beret, a very accomplished military fellow. And he's like, Keith, he says, what most civilians can't really wrap their head around is that when you go into some of the worst situations with another man or another human and you experience it together, there's a bond there that that nobody will ever understand.
It's like going to war with somebody.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was, right? Because you're doing things that a regular person wouldn't see, could not wrap their head around.
Or even just going through the SEAL training.
Yes.
Let's just say that you never went to war. Fuck, man. Those guys.
I know, and I asked that because I know that, as I was growing up, that was a big part of my life, which was figuring out, people that I can trust and love or bond with, right? Yeah. And for me, it started in the gym too, because that's where there wasn't a lot of people going to the gym back when I was going to the gym actually at all. So,
another thing I would have to say as we talk about this topic is, I was very, I don't know, I guess I was very I mean, I've always been kind of simple. I try to keep things simple.
Yeah.
And I didn't really overthink or overanalyze a lot of the stuff. It just really organically happened. And I think that's part of it. I think that's a blessing, because in many cases, people get too fucking caught up in, well, this is kind of fucking weird that you feel this way about this person. No, it's not fucking weird. Society thinks it's weird because they don't understand.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's exactly it. You know, and I don't want to. So last month there was a lot of craziness happening with ICE agents around America, and much of it I'm going to suggest is that the regular civilians couldn't understand what was happening with those guys with the job they had to do. And I'm not saying nothing was right or wrong, but sometimes we can't understand because we just don't understand. When you're in a situation of life or death, I'll never understand what you've gone through. I'll never understand what you've gone through.
No.
Like never, actually.
No, of course not. It's everybody, you never really truly understand someone else's trauma. So you can just you can do the best you can to try to relate to theirs.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you something. A bunch of people made a bunch of money last week on the poly markets, on those predictable markets, because of the strike over on Iran. And did you know, John, that AI was actually AI predicted the Iran strike? Sterling Preston, set it up for us.
ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, Claude got tested. Predict the Iran strike date from public info.
That's the erosion of the old edge. Public data plus AI becomes forecasting. Governments used to own that.
And it doesn't stop at war. Markets, corporate moves, politics. We're entering an era of weaponized prediction.
So have you heard of Polymarket?
No, I was going to say, what is that?
Yeah, so Polymarket is an online market where you can bet on everything. You can bet on predictable things. It's not gambling. You know, there's people that are saying it's gambling, and they're trying to. It's semantics per se, but ChatGPT predicted that the war was going to start on March 1st, and it was exactly correct. And people were kind of using these models, and I found it quite fascinating that just through all the available information, these models said, yeah, here's when the war is going to start. So Polymarket, like I said, is this market online where you can bet on things that are happening. When's the war going to start? When's the war not going to start? All these obscure different things that are happening, and people are making a shitload of money and losing a shitload of money on the Polymarket. You might be kind of curious about it, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, that sounds like
it's also scary.
Yeah, that sounds like that could be a slippery slope for me.
Well, yeah, it absolutely is a slippery slope for a lot of people.
What it becomes is a fucking massive distraction.
Yes, well, that's exactly it. Speaking about a distraction, if you're driving through the United States these days and driving by a Walmart, you might see this. Walmart is now delivering stuff via drone. And this is fascinating, actually. Check this out. So I haven't seen this before until I saw this clip, but in a parking lot of Walmart, look at this. They got their drone docks. And you may have seen this before. I have not, but that's these things dock. They're this is a better side here. Look at that. They're like light standards.
That's nuts.
That is kind of crazy, actually. So they load them up and they just fly places and they drop them off everywhere. I thought that was kind of interesting shit, man. That's fascinating to me.
The world is changing quick, brother.
Oh man, it's changing super fast. Well, yeah. So Elon's predicting that Tesla is going to be the first to embody AGI via Optimus, so artificial general intelligence. He's predicting that AGI is going to be here by the end of the world, and he's predicting he's going to do that with
AGI is going to fucking create the end of the world.
Well, yeah. Yes,
we're just got to be here first.
Yeah. No shit. That's exactly it. Hey, what do you got going on today?
Today, we leave. What is today? Thursday.
You're leaving tomorrow, aren't you?
Leave tomorrow. Had some good life expectancy last night.
Nice.
Yeah. Then I've got. What do we got today? I'm excited. I got a fun meeting with my business coach, marketing department today. At 8:30, then I've got some work on some biz. I got some client calls in the afternoon that just get packed and ready to go for tomorrow. Nicely done.
I've you said your content marketing department, eh? Yeah. You are you guys is your team what's the question I'm trying to ask? Is your team leaning into a lot of the tools available to them as much as possible? Making yourself more efficient and effective?
Well, it's with them there. It's more of like an advisory board.
Okay, gotcha.
Like I've had multiple meetings about, okay, what does this funnel need to look like?
Yeah.
Right. Then they give it, we take notes. I bring it back to my people. We make adjustments, because it's like every time you make adjustments, you look at it, you have a slightly different perspective. So it's, or even like for an email, there's so many different, an invitation for someone to come back. There's just so many little nuances to making, a page look inviting enough to be able to follow its invitation.
I've been using this Perplexity computer. They've added a feature to it. Perplexity is a platform that we use. Well, and it's just full of agents, and it's just doing shit automatically for me. So yesterday, we're looking for guests for the show and looking for hosts to buy shows on our network. Well, dude, I've just been giving it instructions. I wake up in the morning and I got hundreds of names, thousands of names, emails written, emails read, emails sent. I'm actually, my dopamine's been spiking just on the productivity increases that I've been very much enjoying. It's been crazy, actually.
John, I thought we were those folks you were talking about.
Oh, it's that.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to be following up to.
Hey, did you know I can show you how to open a number lock using nothing but a piece of paper? Jimmy, what's this all?
Did you know some number locks can be beaten so fast it looks like a magic trick? It's not magic, it's cheap hardware leaking answers. Low-end travel locks and bargain brass locks have loose tolerances, so they can be read instead of guessed. That's why people say, works on my cheap lock, fails on my nicer one. If your lock was 20 bucks or less, treat it like a delay, not protection. Want real security? Buy a security-rated lock with tighter tolerances and anti-shim design. That's your Today's Did You Know? Back to Keith and John.
I know. This is crazy, man. You can fucking buy a lock, put a piece of paper in and fucking open it up.
Well, my first thought was, fuck, that's the exact lock that we have on the gate, our front gate at our house in Mexico, because it's designed like that. So basically, like the kids or anybody can show up, key in, and then we have stash keys. But it's on the other side of the gate where you got to reach through, and you can barely turn it enough to see the fucking numbers. So this whole process would never be able to happen.
I saw that. I was like, Jesus, Murphy, that's as simple as that. Just sticking paper on the side there. That's just crazy, man. That's
it doesn't really tell us. I mean, granted, it's he did it, but I'm curious to know how is it. They didn't really explain the mechanism, right?
Well, if you look at it, no, if Jimmy's put up, you can see it actually. So if you see how the lock is, they have like these. So that piece of paper, when it slides
down.
Yeah, when it drops down,
okay.
Right. So and I'm gonna it looks like it's like a cardboard type piece. So it's not like it's a harder piece of paper, right?
Yeah,
so
it's not gonna fold. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be a motherfucker to do. I mean, you can barely turn it enough to see the fucking numbers, let alone get a piece of paper in there. So I think I'm safe.
When I see things like this, though, I remind me of something you said about being in prison. Like if you have all the time in the world to sit around and do nothing, like you can become experts on some of the most ridiculous things, eh? Like, and I mean seriously, like how to fucking pick a hole in a wall, or how to undo something, or how to make a sheath out of a piece of paper. Like all the time on your hands, eh? Like literally,
if you had all that time and you invested it into bettering yourself.
Yeah. Well, yes.
I mean, literally, it's like think about the time that you got all that time to read or to study or to write, or holy Christ.
Yes.
I mean, like, how could you? I mean, granted, if you're really not into self-improvement, I can see how that time would be like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? But I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, I'm gonna be a different freaking creature when I get out of here.
So I know the answer to this rhetorical question, but I'm just gonna throw it out in the air. Like, how can a human being not be into self-improvement?
Well,
being serious.
Well, I think it's because the way that we're framed mentally,
yes,
is not part of how we're framed.
But no desire to be better, like even just a little bit better.
Well, we're promoted to be fucking better with video games and shit that's not really improving us.
Yeah. Hey, was this better growing up with this stack on our on our cabinet. I remember I would go. I aspired to have that. I never had that because I didn't get into the record players. But that was like that's vintage looking, like that kind of gear. Like,
The first thing was a record player.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'll tell you what's not cool. Hey, John, before you go.
Big dog, before you go, check this out. Newborn holding an IUD like, nice try, and the caption said, God likes to flex.
That's a grown man grip. That's check the warranty grip. And he came out disappointed.
This baby looks like he pays taxes. He's judging everybody in the room, silently.
He's holding it up like evidence. Somewhere, a nurse might be laughing and a dad is sweating.
Big dog, what's the move? Are we framing this photo or are we calling the internet's therapist?
How's that conversation?
So basically, someone's fucking IUD came out
with the kid.
So it came out, she got pregnant. It stayed in there the whole fucking term, but somewhere along the lines, the kid got a hold of it and carried it out.
Yes. Or the IUD was in, she got pregnant while it was in, and when the baby came out, the baby brought the IUD with it. Hello, mom and dad.
But I guess it would be a pretty fucking faulty IUD if you got pregnant with it in. Wouldn't it? You would think it would be more. It would make more sense that it came out first. What do you think?
Well, so I would agree with you, but this came out with the baby. So somewhere along the way, the IUD did not work. So clearly,
I mean, if it came out first and she didn't know, got pregnant, it still float, or maybe got loose or something.
Yeah, so you're absolutely correct. So it must have moved out of, maybe it moved out of position inside of the female. But then so the parents are like, oh, here's our gift. Oh, this is what we get with it.
That's crazy, dude.
Isn't it crazy though? Right? The kid comes out, here you go, mom and dad, I brought you a present. You didn't want me, but here's what I got. Basically, right? You didn't want me, but I'm here anyway.
One of those babies, dude. Fuck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my mom did. It was my.
I know. Yeah, you said
my dad gave her an ultimatum when she was pregnant.
Oh, fuck. Oh man. All right, Johnny. Well, listen. You have yourself a good day today. I'm going to. You'll have some interest in this. I'm going. Myself and Lauren this afternoon are going to go to a celebration of life with AJ's mother-in-law today. So,
right on.
Yeah,
give me a hug for me.
I will for sure. Yeah, AJ's wife lost her mother a couple weeks ago, so we're gonna go pay some respects and send some love and send some hugs, and I'll make sure I pass it on to AJ as well on behalf of you too. So,
right on. And you know what? One thing I didn't tell you about today is Ben is actually on a trip, so I'm going straight to a nap today.
Fucking right. Where's Benny? Where'd he go?
He's a big Disneyland guy.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, him and his wife and the kids, they just love. I mean, for me, it doesn't make sense to me, but they love it.
Yeah.
And walking around all day, and getting on rides that I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to badmouth anybody, but to me, it's just not appealing.
Yeah, I get it. So I
invited me to go with him. I would say, you know what, I'll walk you to the gates and I'll pick you up when you come out. But
yes. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. What do we think about having Brianna Bass join us on a weekly basis to talk sex, relationships, and female stuff?
I mean, here's my thought. I think it's great. However, what I would my more concern of is,
can she keep it up?
Yeah, the long haul.
So I've been talking to her about that, and she's like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "All right, we'll see what happens." So we're talking.
She wants to do it every week.
That's what she said. Yeah. So we're going to talk about it. I'm going to have a chat with her. But listen, there's plenty to talk about when it comes to relationships and sex. And and we never have any problem filling up the conversation with Brianna when we talk to her. So, and I got a stack of things to put on the table. So,
but here might be a thought, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I've just thought about this with other people that have come and gone. What is it that they expected? Because their expectations somehow wasn't met. They decided and time was better spent invested somewhere else.
Yeah.
What is her expectation?
So I don't know.
And I only say that because if we find out her expectation may not be totally aligned, we keep her at 2 weeks, we keep her longer. I would love her every week. So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to damn the. I'm thinking more about the bigger picture.
We are drinking the same Kool-Aid. I think though, what I think from Brianna's perspective is she's coming into our world at a time where things are much more stable and perhaps confirming and forward looking than maybe we were maybe a year and a half ago, to those that couldn't see our vision. Like, the vision's clear now. You know, there's building, we got customers, we got revenue, like we're building a legitimate entity now, right? So maybe she can just see part of that. I don't know.
Because it might not be a bad question to ask.
Yeah, I will.
You know, say, hey, look, we value you.
Yeah.
And we'd love to have this, but here's the concern. And it's not saying no, it's just wanting to make sure that, you know, this whole thing can actually support whatever it is that you are looking for.
I love it. I'll have the conversation there. Yeah, 100% I will.
I mean, what do you think? I would rather keep her for a longer duration at every other week than a shorter duration at every week.
Dude, we're the same thing. Well, the funny thing is that she's already had to adjust, because she's not a morning person, so she's already had to adjust her mornings to come hang out with us. So I'll send her some texts and we'll see where she lines up on it and see where she's at. I did say the last Tuesday it was a much different session, because she goes, yeah, I felt much more comfortable with you and John because I know how you guys operate now. I go, well, fuck yeah, that's exactly it. So she's comfortable playing tennis with us now, right? So we'll see. We'll absolutely see.
Perfect. Well, it's great news that she has more interest. I love it.
Yeah, 100%. And talking to some guys down in a different part of your world that I sent him so Frankie, I'm being cryptic on purpose here because I can't really reveal too much, but I'm working on a project and I got some pictures of a studio down in Eastern Florida where they do some shows, and I sent them some clips this morning of our characters in their studio, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Because it's not supposed to work that way, right? People are looking at you and I like, what's going on over there with these guys? It's pretty fun, dude. It's fucking fun. So, okay, I'm getting out of here. I hear your bing bing. You go and have yourself a great day. Enjoy your nap, and I'll see you in less than 22 hours.
Have a good loop, my brother.
All right, party. All right, buddy. Johnny Anderson is out of here. Good morning, everybody. You're hanging out with myself. Just me left. Yes, who am I? I'm Keith Billis. I am the host of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. I am one of the hosts. The other guy over there, he just left. His name's John Anderson. We get up, we get after it every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock live on mitl.live, mornings.live. You can come check into the show. If you haven't checked into it yet, why haven't you? Yes, you can come check into the show and show us your proof. Show us you're up and at 'em and getting up and getting after it. Guys, today's show was a little bit lighter, a little bit less structure. With shows like when we don't have the guests on the show, I like to keep it a little more loose. And I'll be actually completely frank with you guys too. Shout out to the team, because Jimmy and Kai have been doing much of the heavy lifting, bringing this thing together. I have been very much focused on building the business, and because of that, I have been spending less time with structuring and building the show. So without these awesome colleagues, being Jimmy and Kai, I don't know if we would be as good as we continue to be. So thank you guys for just continuing to deliver for me. Because there's some days I show up and I don't even know actually what is on the show, because I've been focusing on customers, business, and things to move the needle forward. And there's only one of me. So Jimmy, Kai, thanks for that, you guys. I appreciate that. Okay, so apparently Jimmy just tells me that I got 44 seconds. So let's see here. I gotta do a mental note. So guys, you guys don't know. So gentlemen, ears up. You know that time you gotta go for a pee or think, okay, do I gotta go now? I'm gonna go for a car ride. Should I do it now? Can I get it started now? I'm just thinking, can I go? Yeah, I think it can go, actually. Okay, Jimmy, so it looks like I got 44 seconds. Is that correct? 44 seconds. Okay, so, you give me 5 more seconds than yesterday. Love that. Okay, well, listen, I've got a monologue coming back, and it's going to be about you, your audience, and the fact that you don't own your audience. It's time to build your own community, and that conversation starts in 45 seconds.
We're building a community. We're not building a home. If it lives on a platform, it's rented.
Rented attention feels like ownership. It isn't. If the feed turns off, we don't get a vote. That's the contract.
We tell ourselves we'll fix it later. Later is the lie. We don't drift overnight. We drift daily.
The cost isn't likes, it's time and trust. We wake up to a reach drop and call it mysterious. That's the bill.
Here's the rule. Social is distribution, not foundation. We post there, but we build what we own. No hiding.
We don't beg for access, we earn it and keep it. Handsome Chief's about to break it down.
The handsome chief is about to break it down. Is that right? Sullivan says you do a good job, Keith, in pointing to the audience. Very personable. Good on you. Interactive community. I appreciate that, Sullivan. Well, listen, here's what I know is that, and here's what I've learned, and here's what I fully enjoy. I was talking about this with Paul yesterday, actually, and what I've learned with my role in this show is that I'm the conduit. I'm the conduit to John. I'm the conduit to Cheryl. I'm the conduit to all of you. And I got to be honest. When I started this thing, I thought the show was actually going to be more about me. And I don't mean that in an ego way, but I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday about starting their own show, and he's like, yeah, but I don't know where I fit into this whole thing. I was like, well, you fit into this because you're the host. You're the one throwing the questions. You're the brains behind the operation. And it's funny because the conversation was very much about removing ego from it. He's like, but where do I contribute? I go, well, you contribute, along the way. And then what happens over time is people see how brilliant you are. So it took him it took him a little bit of, it took him some time to get his head wrapped around the whole concept. But when you think about it, a good host, my role, that role is to serve all of you and to bring everybody together, right? If I'm just going to sit here and talk the entire time, then that is not very much of a interactive situation. And I don't think you guys want to hear me talking nonstop. I said to Cheryl as she was building as she gets on with her show, if you're talking for the sake of talking, it's time to stop talking. Yeah, we need to create conversations with intention, right? So, okay, listen, let's get into today's morning focus, today's monologue, and it leads into what we are building behind the scenes, which is the network and the business. And I was talking with Rufy about this yesterday. What we are doing, and to those of you that are paying attention with our business, we are on a pivot right now, which is to take Keith Billis, the show host, the guy you see on the show here, and reposition myself in the greater good of the internet as a thought leader around community, live format, all the stuff that we are doing. And to do that, we are aggressively creating content and aggressively positioning Keith out in the marketplace. And we're doing that through long form content. We're doing that through articles on LinkedIn. We're doing it through articles on X. And we're doing that through very strategically placed monologues like the one I'm going to get in right now, which is this idea that you don't own your audience. So this is obvious. It's obvious. But perhaps sometimes obvious needs to be put on the table, because everything that you have built on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, any platform you're on, you don't own it. No shit, Sherlock, you don't own it. And that's not drama. It's not paranoia. That's the contract that we all have made when we sign up for these platforms. We've decided, we've agreed with the platforms that we're going to rent land and we're going to allow them to change the rules whenever we want. Yeah, it's just what we do. Like, okay, well, I'm signing up, and if you're going to change the rules, I'm just going to have to deal with it. And I know this because I've lived it. I've lived it before, probably many of you. When I was growing ICUC, we helped brands build massive communities. That's what we did. We built communities, managed communities, moderated their communities, monitored content. We were right in the middle of all of that social noise. Real followings, real momentum, real attention. That's what we did. And then over and over, what happened was the same movie played over and over. The algorithm shifted. The reach dropped. Ring, ring. Hey, Keith, the algorithm changed. Hey, this changed. Yeah, I know. And then suddenly the audience that you spent years building is behind a paywall that didn't exist when you started, or half the audience has become bots. Remember when Facebook gave brands 30 to 40% organic reach? Do you guys remember that? I do. I've told the story before. I had to contact two dudes in California that I had to find them on the internet, through Facebook because they owned the Coca-Cola page. And Coke's like, hey, can you get the page back for us? Yeah. So, Facebook went from 30%, 40% organic reach. Then it's 10%. Then it's 2%. Look at LinkedIn. I dropped a post yesterday. Organically, reach, boosted it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Give us some money so we can expose your post to more people. Give us some money, money, money. That's the business model. And here's the part that the brands hate admitting. Psst. If your entire business is built on rented attention, you don't have a brand. What's that, Keith? Oh, yeah. If your entire brand is built on rented attention, you don't have a brand. Nope, you don't, actually. You have a fragile arrangement that expires the second that someone tweaks the dial. Think about that for a second. The brands that survived every shift weren't the ones posting harder. They were the ones building assets that they owned alongside their social platforms. Think about this. Not instead of it, alongside of it. What did they do? Well, leaned more into email, leaned into membership. And to show that their audience made a habit of returning to. A place to gather that wasn't owned by a CEO you'll never meet. Because renting attention is fine as distribution. Because the biggest moat today in business is distribution. But it's also a disaster if it is your foundation. So, as we go through this here today, we only have one question that really matters. And what is it? What is it you're wondering? I'll tell you. Look around. Look at your business. Look at your business. Look where you're building. Personal brand, real business. What are you building? If one platform, think about this for a quick second, because this is hard truth to accept. If one platform in your orbit disappeared tomorrow, would you still have an audience? And if that question makes you uncomfortable, well then good, because it's supposed to. Because that discomfort is the signal to create some awareness that, holy shit, I need to do something about this. And that's also your brain telling you this, that this thing that you've been building all around you, this thing you're calling maybe community. I'm building my community on Threads. I'm building my community on Instagram. I'm building my community on all these platforms. Well, you know what? You actually just might be building a community that is temporary access. So I guess the question you have to ask yourself as you go about building your business today, are you actually building a business? And are you actually building a community that you actually own?
Pitcher just stole a notebook off the coffee table. He's not reading it. He's sitting on it, owning it.
Which is today's entire theme in one move. A divorce attorney says your need to win arguments is why your marriage is losing. A men's coach says the applause you chase is the factory that built the problem. And a YouTuber tells divorced men over 40 they're the prize if they stop acting like they're not. Handsome Chief, it's yours.
Hey guys, we're going to start the Community Corner journey over on YouTube today. You are the prize now, so why are we still begging? Well, John Griffith at Life 2.0, he just dropped a video for divorced men. That's going to make a lot of guys uncomfortable. His opening line, well, you're the prize now, not your ex, you. The problem is that most men come out of a long marriage and immediately fall back into old patterns. Guys, think about it. No sex for 3 months with anyone new, never cohabitate, keeping finances separate. The man is handing out boundaries like he's handing out prescriptions. And guess what? Most divorced men are long overdue for a refill. So maybe you want to look in the mirror if you're coming out of a situation like this and say to yourself this: you, my friend, you are the real prize now. Not him or not her. Think about it. All right, move over to Substack. The applause that built the monster. Jason McKenzie over at Man Down says the crisis of masculinity isn't that men are toxic. No, it's that men are ruled by status instead of integrity. It's hard to argue, isn't it, guys? Because every man in this audience has learned the same lessons growing up. I think we all have. Don't back down. Dominate the room. Hide every emotion except anger. And then what happened, guys? We all got applauded for it. Yeah, that guy's a stoic male. That guy's a good man because he can do all those things. Doesn't back down for anybody. He's dominating the room. Well, Mackenzie says that the factory didn't begin with monsters. It began with ordinary men chasing approval. And his line that hit hard was this: war making doesn't begin with weapons. Nope. It begins when we teach boys to admire. Well, that's fascinating. So, guys, what rules you as you go through your day? Is it status or is it integrity? Where does your values fall with that? Status, integrity, or a little bit of both, or right in the middle? Guys, over on LinkedIn, your marriage is not a courtroom. Do you want to be married or do you want to be right? We talked about it with Brianna Bass on Tuesday. It's not about being right. It's about getting the results, isn't it? And that's what Raymond Heckmel's rabbi asked during premarital counseling. He says, most men never honestly answer it. And his argument is that the addiction to being right kills marriages. Interesting. Not the fights, but the compulsion to win every fight. And he reminds his readers that even when you are right, pointing it out is pointless because your spouse already knows. And he calls out the parenting version too, right? He says, the other trusts instinct, and suddenly it's a scoreboard instead of a partnership. So it just supports what we talked about with Brianna on Tuesday, which is the whole idea that, it's not about being right, but having a conversation and maybe getting the results. Hey, Maya, I'm talking to you. If marriages die, here's the thing. If marriages die because men can't I'm trying to find my words here, Maya. Here's the thing. Maya, if marriages die because men can't stop keeping score, what sport? That's where we go. What sport do you think most husbands are secretly playing in their head? Maya.
Competitive apologizing, Chief. Fine, I'm sorry, pause. Said like a fastball, not a conversation. But here's the thread. Griffin says divorced men keep defaulting to the same patterns that cost them the marriage. Mackenzie says men keep chasing applause from a system that rewards the wrong things. And Heckmat says men keep winning arguments in marriages that are already losing. 3 creators, 3 patterns, same trap cow. The thing you're defending is the thing that's breaking you. That's Community Corner. Check the links, check yourself.
Yo, nation. What is going on today? I can't seem to find something here this morning I was looking for. There we go. Hey, Jimmy, did we get to everything we wanted to get to today? I think we did, eh? I think we did. I'm just having a quick little look at my stack of topics here to see if I have anything that I want to throw on the table this morning. And I do not think that we do. So I think that we are going to back it up. Jimmy, anything we have left, everybody, or what? I think so. I think we're good. All right. Well, listen, guys, if you haven't checked into the show yet, I want to invite you to do that. You can do that by heading on over to mornings.live. MITL.live. Come check into the show here today. Mornings.live. Come show us your proof. Come check out the daily poll. Come check out the question of the day. It's all right there. Mornings.live, MITL.live, morningsinthelab.live. However you got to get there, you can find it. MITL.live. Come show us your proof. Come check into the show and start building your streak. And it'll be a great way to just to maybe get yourself, going in the right direction on things on a daily basis. So guys, come check into the show, mornings.live. And we get live every single day, 8 o'clock, right here on the network. No, I think we're good with that one. Okay. All right. Well, listen, guys, we will see you tomorrow in less than, I guess I got to get my outro here. I almost left the show before I got some final words here to say. Let's see. Coming up tomorrow, guys, we've got the Dr. Don Petricelli on the show here tomorrow. Johnny and Keith got into lone wolves. We talked about that here today. The morning focus is about you don't own your audience. We talked about some community building. We kicked off the big show here today about Lou Holtz, 7 rules every man needs: discipline, standards, leadership. We lost a legend yesterday. We got into that conversation, kicked it off with Lou Holtz. And tomorrow, guys, we're going to tackle one of the biggest lies that men tell themselves after 40. I'm just getting older. Yes. And then also we had a big chat with Johnny today on retatrutide, peptide. So, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Less than 22 hours right here, 8 o'clock, mornings.live on the Mornings in the Lab live network. Nation, we'll see you guys in 22 hours.